Perfection is within my hands. Or grass. Damn it! I almost had it right.
Okay.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode. Now, again, much like the Mass Effect series, I wasn't quite sure where to place this, so it's kind of in the air at the moment at the time of this recording. I'll sort it out when I actually put it up. But we have me, your host Sol, our co-host M, and we have another special guest with us.
I suppose that's me?
Yeah, that's you.
Unless we have a fourth person I don't know about. I mean, Karma's been on the show before.
Yeah, we kind of had Hudson on for a little bit.
Okay. Hi, I'm Robin. I'm M's girlfriend, and I am obsessed with Fallout.
I've kind of noticed.
Just a little.
Just a little bit.
And which has retroactively made me a fan of it. I mean, I'm not regretting it. I just have bad experiences with Fallout 3.
I think you just like watching it better than you do playing it.
And I also have really bad experience in New Vegas, but that's mostly due to insectophobia.
Yeah, Vegas
Watch out for
is
those
full of
cockroaches.
Giant mantises.
Brad Roaches are the least of his worries.
Their eyes. They look
And
into
their
my...
mandibles.
Oh, shut up, man!
And he hadn't even seen
I'll
Cazadors
stop
yet.
now.
I don't want to know what those are. I don't want to know what those are.
You really don't want to know what they are.
However, I do know what centaurs are, and they don't bother the fuck out of me. I'm just like, oh, that's kind of creepy.
Yeah, they kind of look like melted people.
Yeah, they do. With, like, Lovecraft trying to escape their mouth.
Yeah.
The concept, not the actual author. Although that's a now pretty funny image in my head of, like, a good writer who's slightly racist popping out of monsters' mouths.
Help me! Help me! Oh no, not you, not you. You're too dark.
So yeah, we're gonna talk about Fallout. We won't really do much about Fallout 1 and 2 because none of us have played the original installments.
I just generally suck at RTS. I'll generally say that. I mean, I do enjoy them. I
don't have a computer capable of handling those. That tells you how much computer power I have.
I'm not a fan of the isometric gameplay.
So there you have it. That was quick. Show's over, folks. Go home.
I've been watching Oxhorn's videos on YouTube of the entire story of Fallout 1, so I'm a little up to date on that.
Yeah, and then you've been summarizing that lore to me every now and then, and I generally like what you talk about, and I have done perusing through the Fallout Wiki, of course, just because you get bored, you read things.
Yeah, I do enjoy the lore of Fallout. Like, all the weird things they've made, all the creatures.
Yeah.
The random hobo over there. The
That
random
random
house that's over a pile of sludge that kills you, but the doctor's living right above it.
And the clearly paranormal shit that also happens in this universe.
Oh, yeah. So, why don't you give us a brief history on Fallout, Robin?
What, the game series itself or the universe?
Whichever one you feel like it.
Okay, Fallout happens in our universe, but after a divergence that happened, they're going to say somewhere after World War II. It mirrors our universe right up until World War II. The bombs are dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. But then there's a divergence somewhere along the line in technology and society and stuff like that. So that's why the Fallout universe is so different from ours. What mainly they say it was is that the transistor wasn't invented in the Fallout universe, so the electronics and stuff stayed relatively rudimentary, while the tiny atomic fusion core did get invented, and they had a lot of atomic-powered gadgets.
Seems like an odd trade-off.
Yeah, it is. And all I can think of, whenever I hear the word transistor, I can only think of really early Iron Man comics where he was obsessed with transistors. That's how he powered the first Iron Man suit, with this tiny miniaturized transistors.
But
So,
yeah, people at a lab with research and a budget couldn't do that.
So, of course, the Great War in the Fallout universe happened on October 23rd, 2077. And they still are debating who dropped the first bombs. Some people say China dropped them on the USA, and some people say Vault-Tec started it.
You know what? I think I figured out what happened with Fallout.
Oh.
Yeah?
Nobody made a Godzilla movie.
Yes, without Godzilla to warn us of the dangers of nuclear radiation run amok. Literally.
So, the world kind of came to an end, but humanity didn't. And you play as various characters after the bombs have fallen. And, in Fallout 4, you play about a half hour of your life before the bombs fall.
Which I think was actually a nice touch for it. It was a nice little we got this vision to what the world was before.
Yeah, and you kind of understand why some people want to just constantly go back to it, because before it was just a different, slightly era version of the 50s. Which, don't get me wrong, I like 50s aesthetics as much as the next guy, but...
it still had its problems.
Yeah. Too many pointy things.
Yeah, but it just gave me that eye-opener of what the world was really like before it kind of went to hell.
Yeah.
Yes. That clean chrome and plastic, fantastic.
Everything's either chrome or plastic.
Yeah.
But I only have one problem with the Fallout universe when you see from the start of Fallout 4. Man, that is a tiny TV they have in their living room. How did they not increase the size of TVs first?
Like I said,
they don't have the transistors.
Yeah, but that still feels like they would have found a way to make a bigger screen.
Yeah,
they were
the
doing
technology.
Better things with that. They're trying to make your car even shinier.
Well, they made an entire, household robot that could apparently change babies' diapers. So, I'd rather have that than a big TV. I'm sorry.
That's another thing with Mr. Handies. They have one pincher hand, one buzzsaw hand, and a flamethrower hand. How do they change a diaper with only one real good hand for picking up things?
Don't think about that too hard.
Very carefully.
I understand how they can remove the diaper
snip here,
and
snip.
and dispose of the diaper, but putting a new one on.
You wanted a girl, right?
And then with when you actually play the Fallout games, everything's bombed the hell out. But a lot of the stuff really actually did survive more than you think it would. There's still car frames pretty much everywhere, which...
Well, I think that also depends on which one you play, because in 3, it kind of seemed more like a darkened wasteland.
Yeah.
When you got more explorative.
Which
Las
is
Vegas kind of had more like that city wasteland, rebuilding kind of project kind of thing going on, I felt.
Yeah.
When I played it.
Well, yeah, Vegas was mostly saved because Mr. House deployed missiles that took down the nukes that were coming to his immediate area.
Ah.
See, I understand Vegas being a prime target but someone defending it, that's a whole other part. But I don't really understand why there's so much of what they call the capital wasteland left standing, because you figure if you're going to nuke your enemy, you're going to bomb the crap out of their capital first.
Well, here's the thing. If, let's just say, you nuke them and then you don't get nuked right away, your first thought might be to kind of reinforce your homeland from being nuked itself.
I suppose, but I still think, the states, with the first part of the place would be bombed, they would send the most missiles at Washington, D.C.
Oh, no, I agree. I'm just saying, then it's kind of like the argument, you were prepared for being counterattacked.
Well, they did directly nuke the White House. I'm telling you that. I mean, if you go visit where the White House is in the Capitol Wasteland, it is nothing but an irradiated crater.
Yeah, that doesn't bother me. But when I watched you play that game, a lot of the historical buildings are just kind of... Some of them look like they just needed a new coat of paint.
I know, the Capitol building was mostly standing. That was kind of nuts.
Yeah.
Well, I think I can excuse that for the game because it's just giving you a sense of exploration, and then you look around.
Yeah, you are right. You're right. Sometimes gameplay has to take over logic, but every now and then my logic just goes, how is that still here?
I mean, Fallout 4 I felt was kind of like the mixture between Fallout 3 and Fallout Vegas with its how it showed things, because your hometown was a lot of the walls were gone, but your town was technically still there.
Yeah.
Or at least your block was anyway.
Okay. What, in Fallout 4?
Yeah.
Fallout 4, the thing is that apparently the nuke missed downtown Boston. So that's why a lot of downtown Boston is totally intact and a lot of other areas around it.
Didn't it hit the industrial district instead?
It hit, I can't remember the name of the neighborhood that they said it hit, but that's where the glowing sea is, obviously.
There's like a couple of factories out in that area.
Yeah,
That's why I think
they
it's the
technically
area.
missed their target. Is the point?
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
So whatever they were aiming for in Boston, they did not hit.
That one Boston pizza place. The Chinese
thank God, I can
president.
still get my pizza.
That Chinese president hated their deep dish.
It's only a little radiated. It's still good. It's still good.
Well, that's pretty much how you eat things in Fallout Universe. That's just slightly radioactive. I'll just drink from this toilet.
Yeah, after all that radiation, everything just kind of got radiated, which things kind of mutated, for lack of better words.
Oh yeah, fun mutations.
It's definitely early comic book era how radiation works, where it's pretty fucking random.
Radiation is magical.
Yeah, it pretty much is.
Well, to be honest, the super mutants weren't radiation.
No, but things like the giant disturbing bugs.
The death claws.
Death claws were actually being worked on pre-war. People were splicing certain lizards and stuff together to try and figure something out for war again. Again, they were trying to make like some battle animal. So that's how. So they had, I guess, like a proto death claw before the war, and then the radiation.
You watch Jurassic Park and they didn't start killing velociraptors.
Yeah.
They must not have had any movies to give any life lessons besides, I'm guessing, maybe they had Terminator, because a lot of the robots don't seem to go that like take over the world kind of levels. They just kind of go slightly rogue.
I guess.
Like there's no robot uprising.
I mean, movies aren't really spoken of much in the Fallout universe. I know they were shooting a Silver Shroud movie, so they had superhero movies. So
I love the Silver Shroud stuff in 4.
Well, it's not like they couldn't make up movies to say in the game either. I mean, it's
Yeah,
not like,
yeah. But
like I know copyrights are an issue, but
I know they have allusions to a lot of the B movies monster movies that we had in the 60s, like Swamp Thing type monster movies. So
Marshman.
the man who just stands there in the marshes.
I can't really hide in them.
Hey, you kids, get out of my swamp!
But before we go talk about the gameplay, I do want to go a little bit more. That everything has that 50s feel, regardless of whether it's still standing or not.
Yeah.
And to me, that was after Fallout Las Vegas. I kind of lost the appeal of that to me. Like, I still like the games, but I just wasn't big into like the greaser fandom and everyone in a suit. It's just like not for me.
Yeah, okay.
I can see that, but that is one of the things that I did know about Fallout before Robin got me into it, and it was kind of like, ooh, I've always liked that aesthetic, but I don't really care about the gameplay, because at the time when Fallout 3 first came out, I was heavily against first-person gameplay. I just didn't like first-person gameplay. I don't. If I can't see my character, I tend to have a bad time moving. I've gotten over that. We can largely thank Metroid Prime for that.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, after watching Robin play it for so many hours, I've really grown to love how the Fallout plays. And Fallout 4 is the only Fallout game I can actually say I like to play, because Fallout 3 glitched the hell out of me a lot. And Fallout 4, Fallout New Vegas is just too many bugs.
I will say this
Not
one, I
glitch
did
bugs. Not glitch bugs either.
No, the regular giant critter kinds.
Yeah. I would like to say I did like how Fallout had the option to go third person or first person, so you could have your own play style.
That was one of the first things Robin told me. And I'm like, why don't people lead with this?
Yeah.
Then I found out shortly later. Yeah, I don't actually pay attention to many trends in gaming. Is that PC gamers like first person over the other type? And I'm like, why? It's so weird. And apparently that I'm in the minority.
I don't really mind either way. Kind of depends on what I'm doing at the time in the game for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll play Fallout 4 in first person because I'm used to it now. But if I had found out at the beginning I could have played 3 in third person, I may have bought it when I saw it on sale ages ago.
Well, here's the thing. I can aim and shoot better in first person Fallout. I jump better in third person. And melee is kind of either or. The weird. I don't know what it is, but there's some like, say, Mass Effect, the third-person shooter, was perfect to me in 2 on forward.
Yeah,
but I don't know quite what it is. But I can't quite aim right in third-person Fallout series as of yet.
No one really can. The third-person aiming is a little off.
Yeah, because it's not actually changing the camera it changes the camera's position, but it's not changing how the camera aims. So
anytime I have to really aim and shoot, I just switch. But the switching is almost instantaneous, which I like. It's not.
Yeah.
It's only ever been slow for me a few times, like when I'm surrounded by 4 or 5 Deathclaws, and the game's like, I'm trying to process these things mauling your face off, and you want to see your face get mauled off? Mm-hmm. All right, just give me a few seconds to chug along and do this. No, I actually don't find glitches like that happen a lot. Mostly I find a lot of save glitches due to the auto-saving is my problems with.
Yeah, aren't you afraid of one glitch happening to you, Robin?
Oh, the 0 kilobyte one?
Yeah.
What is that? I keep forgetting how you.
Oh my god, that is like the bane of my existence in Fallout 4, and I'm not even sure if it's like a Sony PlayStation 4 issue or a Bethesda Fallout issue.
I think it happens on the Xbox One, so it's a Bethesda thing.
Okay, what happens is that you go to save your game, and it says you can't save your game, go delete 0 KB of data. So, you clearly have enough space to save it, right? But the game thinks you don't have enough space to save it. So you can't save, and that's a giant issue. I've just uninstalled and reinstalled my Fallout 4 for the second time trying to fix this 0 KB glitch. I'm not blaming Creation Club, but it's been popping up more since Creation Club. I mean, I love Creation Club. There's some really cool stuff on there.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in just a moment.
But it's been happening more since Creation Club and mods have dropped on the PlayStation 4.
It's got to be something it's aggravating, I think.
And so you have to keep your saves and whatever as low as possible. You can't have too many. There are certain mods I find that cause it to happen more often, like OC Decorator. I can't have that on my PlayStation 4, even though...
That's a really good mod to have, though.
It is, because any junk that you pick up, you can convert into a static item to decorate your settlements with in OC Decorator.
Ooh, that does sound nice.
Yeah, so people can't knock shit off your tables. But I love it, but I can't use it, and it's pissing the hell out of me, as M would say. But I still love Fallout 4. I'm not mad at it. I just please fix this glitch.
That's the thing people have a problem with Bethesda, the guys who are making Fallout now, is that they're very prone to releasing at times half-baked products, but what was baked I usually find is delicious. It's so good you barely notice the flaws until later.
Well, it sounds to me like it's one part the programmers not being able to stabilize everything, which in a full game like this, and then you add in being able to mod things, I can kind of see how the issues would pop up. Because you're giving people access to everything, and now, I'm not trying to insult anybody, but some people aren't as good modders as others, and if they screw up one line of code, it can have huge backlashes.
And
with the modding, there's no 100% like you would with, say someone with Bethesda. There's no.
But some people say Bethesda themselves don't do 100% check of things.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm not saying they do or don't. I'm just saying
mods are going to have more bugs.
There's a Sony restriction on the mods that you can't use external assets, which honestly, that's not stopping the mods from being glitchy.
Yeah.
No. Although that does seem like a good first step, but as it's clearly not working, I think Sony should just take that limitation off.
I think it's one of those things I don't think there's ever going to be a 100% fix for.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, that's one of the problems a lot of people don't understand is they're so used to things of Super Nintendo era being flawless games. No, those games are just as buggy. We just didn't. Your nostalgia goggles have prevented you from seeing that. Plus these games are more. there's more work in these games, so there's
way more code.
That reminds me, there's actually a recently found glitch for Super Mario World. If you grab a dragon coin at the same time Yoshi does, there's a weird way to do it. I remember hearing about.
Yeah, it can spawn a level-ending item.
Yeah.
Which people now use for speed runs, so that I think Mario World can be beaten in like 12 minutes now. But that's the thing. When glitches happen in old games, oh, that's amazing! It can do cool things. When glitches happen in modern games, people just tend to freak the hell out and then blame the game company.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, sure. A lot of these glitches in Fallout are game-breaking.
There were some good glitches that happened in the early Fallouts, and then they patched them out.
Yeah.
Like the one where you could drop the Your Special book and tell Dogmeat to pick it up, and then if you picked it up at the same time, it would create copies so that you could keep putting your...
in Fallout 4.
What?
That's what she's saying.
Oh. Fallout 4, the Your Special book. If you dropped it, told Dogmeat to pick it up, and then tried to pick it up at the same time, it would start duplicating the book so that you could max out all your special stats right at the beginning of the game. Mm-hmm. They patched that out, and a lot of people are like, why the hell did they patch that out? This is a single-player game. Either you do the glitch and cheat yourself out of the experience, or you don't do the glitch. It's not affecting anyone else. Why would you take it out?
Yeah, they got rid of a bug that's very similar with Dogmeat for me, is if you go back to the very first vault in Fallout 4 and tell him to find an item, he can open an item from a master lockpicking and just give you a freeze break.
Yeah,
what you don't know is Dogmeat is actually a high-level thief, and his lockpicking skills are maxed out. He takes like little bones in his teeth and go...
But only for that one lock, though, because he doesn't do it for like anything else, apparently.
Yeah, he can get the cryolator for you. And they patched that out. And I'm like, okay, that's great. Whatever. Bethesda, please. Can you just leave those in because you don't get them unless you intentionally try to?
Yeah, these aren't like, you walk outside and glitch through the floor and land in like an ammo supply crate.
Yeah, and like, we're single-player game. We're not hurting anybody else. We're hurting ourselves if we cheat and don't get the experience we want. So... What I would really love on the next patch is that 0KB glitch totally nuked, as per se. And put in the Dogmeat duplication glitch again, because that's just, it's something you can do.
Yeah. They have weird... I will say this with Bethesda. They have some weird priorities at times.
Yeah. I do like this, is that in Fallout 4, even on the consoles, they open it up to modding.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I'm having fun just playing as a Mass Effect scout that crash landed on planet Earth. Like, fuck the story. I'm making my own.
Yeah. That is one thing you can easily do with the 3D Fallouts, more so than I know people said they can do in the first two, is that you can really run away from the main story really fast.
Yeah, kind of.
Once you're kind of out of the first area, they kind of try and gate you off with stronger enemies, but if you're skilled enough, you can still get away and start doing other quests from the other side of the map.
Well, depends on which Fallout you're playing.
Yeah, I know that's not an exception. That's not the same for everyone, but when I was playing Fallout 4 recently, I decided to, okay, I'm out of the vault. Let's not save Preston and his friends. Just run off somewhere else.
I've really got to find a mod that gives me a hockey mask and a machete. I just start rising out of the wasteland radioactive lake and just clearing out my land.
Yeah, what happened to all the hockey masks in the waste? And in the 10 years between Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, they all disappeared.
Yeah.
Well, that's because we're not in Canada.
But
there is a group of like Canadian raiders in the Washington D.C. area.
Yeah, they're all hanging outside of the Nuka-Cola factory.
Yeah.
But why don't we talk about a little bit about the gameplay? Because I think we've been talking about it, but I don't think we've quite mentioned the differences in the gameplays. As we mentioned, Fallout 1 and 2 were more of an RTS isometric gameplay style, probably akin to maybe either Command & Conquer or Diablo. I'm not sure exactly which one.
Not really real time, or I think Final Fantasy Tactics is a better example, where everyone takes turns
Yeah, it was turn-based more than RTS.
It's more turn-based. Yeah.
Well, things like that is kind of how that combat system works. My mind just kind of went.
Yeah, it looks like it should be an RTS. I agree with that. Like when I look at that style, like, oh, that's a real time. Oh, it's turn-based, and my brain just goes like, I don't like that for some reason. I'm like, yeah.
XCOM style also. I think that's where I think it also.
Yeah, it's more like modern XCOM. Yeah, that's the best way of describing it.
Yeah.
Where you take a turn, you take your turn to aim, take a turn, your party turns to move, and you decide what to aim at, and then the enemy moves after you've shot, and yada yada yada. And it's a lot more heavily dialogue based. I think the original two Fallouts were.
I can see that
because they didn't have to do so much animation. They just had like the animated head. They could spend more time with getting them to talk, and your stats really affected conversations. Like I know this for a fact. In I think Fallout 2, if you roll a character who has no intelligence, all your dialogue response is
yeah.
And they respond to you like, no, get me the computer chip. The computer chip.
At some point I think that you just said, okay,
little square thing in big beep 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 beepy thing.
Hands you a microwave.
I don't know what I was expecting.
Yeah. I don't think they had microwaves in the Fallout universe, but yeah.
Well, if they did, it would be radiation powered.
Yeah.
They still had the low intelligence conversation options in New Vegas, I think.
Yeah, a lot of people love that about New Vegas, but that's a real callback to the 2. And apparently all the other, like if you maxed out charisma but lowered intelligence, you got different response than just Uggs.
Ugg?
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe you just had really good bodily intelligence, like body expression, like.
Oh, we get to play charades! Woohoo!
Or or the response is you just walk up and do that finger snap thing. Because people are like, okay, yeah, you get whatever the hell you want, sir. Or you just strike a pose, and they're like, ooh, here, have your money.
I could see a girl walk in and just do a hair flip. Here you go. Here's all my caps.
Have a free gun.
How are you so clean?
Yeah. Like the charisma's so high, dirt just flies off.
Yeah.
But the forever floofy hair and such.
But apparently, the reverse would happen if you maxed out intelligence but had 0 charisma. You could, you couldn't bluff your way through anything. You just had to nerdly tell the truth constantly. And a lot of apparently some dialogue choices you'd have would confuse the crap. And I was like, use words I've heard of, please. I think I knew one letter in that entire sentence. Are you inventing new letters in order to sound smarter?
But yeah, then we got into Fallout 3, Las Vegas, and Fallout 4.
Yeah, man, that was when Bethesda took over the original company, and they decided to make it a first-person gameplay style, and I kind of prefer that because while they still have what's called VATS, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Vault-assisted targeting system, I believe.
Where you can tell the game, hey, I want to hit the head of that guy or that guy's right leg. You can still completely never have to use that at all, and your own gaming skills can make you a good shot.
Oh, I'm an extremely good shot without VATS.
Yeah.
I found it more refined in Vegas and 4, but it wasn't bad in 3 with the free aiming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine. Obviously, as true as the first one, it was going to have a few.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not blaming you saying it's bad. I'm just saying that it still had that wonky feel to me in 3, first person.
Yeah.
Third person.
Well, as much as New Vegas used 3's assets, they had a setting called True Iron Sights, I think, like that. Something of that wording, Iron Sights, and I think that means they improved the aiming. So you are correct. They did improve the aiming in New Vegas, and then again in Fallout 4. And VATS in Fallout 4 doesn't actually pause time; it just slows it down.
Which I actually like that trade-off. I like having to, I could make that perfect shot, but I'm still going to get clobbered in the face by this giant super mutant.
Yeah, I think that might also be an experimentation for when they were trying to make Fallout 76 too.
Yeah,
because you can't really pause it for
any multiplayer.
No, not in MMO.
Yeah, but They do have a great selection of weapons in all the Fallout games.
Oh yeah.
And also one of the worst weapons I think ever put in a game.
What's that?
The Fat Boy.
Yeah, that is it's like
That's a shoulder-mounted mini nuke launcher, but the thing is, they don't fire them far enough for those things to be safe.
never.
I found they did.
I
Were you
never
on-
really used the you know, the Fat Man
Fat Man
until Fat Man and Little Boy were the nicknames on the bombs they dropped on Japan.
Yeah, which actually makes those weapons very taboo in the Japanese version.
Yeah, they have them renamed in the Japanese version. Anyway, the only time I ever use a Fat Man is when you're sort of forced to in Fallout 3.
Mm-hmm. I just used one on Fallout 4 when I was at the very top of a hill. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to spin in a circle and just nuke things around me. Like some sort of...
I hated exploring in Fallout 4, and you can hear that whistle coming towards you, and you're like, well, I'm dead.
Well, it's not so bad when you hear the beep, 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 beep of a student charger who's got like under his arm like a football player. You just like shoot
I
any
just want
part
to
of
meet the guy who made the bottle cap landmines.
Like-
Because that is just...
Man, those are strong. They're worse than frag mines.
I know.
And it's just a lunchbox filled with bottle caps and a cherry bomb and a sensor, like a motion sensor, because that's the recipe in like Fallout 3, basically.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell? How could a cherry bomb put off that much explosion that these bottle caps just like fucking shear straight through you?
Like, I know Mentos and Coke kind of fizzes like all hell, but damn!
But you know, there's a thing in many RPGs where you pay money to do more damage, and since caps are money, I guess that's the ultimate way of saying, "Hey, I want to pay to do more damage, pay to win." That'd be like if we, we started making frag mines with loonies.
Yeah. That would hurt like hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's more weight to a loony than there is to caps.
But I think also what kind of changed with Fallout 3, Vegas, and 4 is that you got more immersed because you're actually eye level with everything. Like, and it feels more...
Yeah.
You get a sense of the towering buildings, the wasteland, the...
But in Fallout 1 and 2, I had to use my imagination. Oh, I imagined such a wonderful world it was in. Yeah, well, now you don't have to. Now you can, use your imagination for other things.
Yeah, and
but I'm also not saying that they're entirely wrong on that either.
No,
they're
not.
There's room to have kind of like a divergence of two games on it. Like one can have their RTS kind of like setup of a different game, like Fallout, Fallout something or other, and then you can still continue on with the way Bethesda's doing it.
Yeah, I was actually kind of thinking that would be what the MOBA game, Vault was it Vault Shelter? Or just
Fallout Shelter.
I thought that's what it was going to be when I first heard about it, but it's just a standard point-and-click game, which is actually fairly addictive from everyone I know who played it.
Yeah, it's even on the Switch.
The thing about the 3D ones, too, I know there were limitations on the isometric where there wasn't an open world. You just basically traveled between points, and there might have been random encounters while you saw the map. But the 3D ones had fully open world, so that if you wanted to go to point A to point B, you could fast travel if you wanted to, but you could walk from point A to point B and have experiences along the way, which that was way more immersive.
And what I liked about so much about Fallout 4 is there's a lot more buildings you can just randomly walk into without having going to a loading zone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like if that building's dilapidated enough, you could kind of fit your character in and think, oh, hey, random money. Oh, a free gun. Oh, ammo in that gun.
But I'm just saying, I think this is one of the things where the developers could maybe even try to... Like I said, it's a business. They're trying to make money, but they could actually make two different types of games and make profit out of both of them.
Like they could clearly, they easily could make a old style Fallout for like the Switch now.
Yeah,
because that's a good idea for.
And I know this is going to sound like a crazy idea, but not remastered, remake of the original 1 and 2 and update the graphics and voice act everything.
It was Fallout 1 and 2 I think had a large amount of voice acting, but it was that early era of computer voice acting where
I don't know how
had
much voice acting it actually had or anything like that. I never actually played them.
I've just watched.
Here's a chance to remake them, touch up the graphics, add more missions.
Yeah. Tie better into the new ones because people say the first two aren't tied. tie that well into 3.
Of having the old fans happy, and maybe even encouraging new players into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The voice acting, there is a lot of voice acting in the first 2, and it is well done. They did get professional voice actors. I remember Cree Summer was actually in on it.
Oh.
And yeah, she's a character in Fallout 1 and Fallout 2. She's a recurring character.
Cool.
There is some excellent voice acting done in those games. So if they did a remake, keep those audio files in, because
they can easily keep some of the old video files in there and go from there, because I would think if Bethesda owns the rights to Fallout, they would have access to all the resources.
I think so, yeah.
I don't really know how all that works, but I can only assume.
Yeah. I suppose we can talk about the elephant in the room, the upcoming Fallout 76 now.
Yeah, we got about halfway through this hour, so I guess we can start talking about our hopes and wishes for this.
Yeah.
Fallout 76, for those that don't know, it's not quite an MMO, but it's a multiplayer online game. It's not
really a massive multiplayer online game.
Yeah.
You only have so many people on the server. The only game I can sort of encourage on that is games like Ark, Conan Exiles, and a few others, where it's a set number of people on a server.
Yeah.
And this is a game I am looking forward to, along with my other co-hosts right now.
Yeah. Yep.
And
totally.
From what we've been seeing in the reviews and some of the Twitter and whatever other news sources there are out there for this, it seems like they're taking a lot of things into consideration. And the primary one, the first one that kind of came to mind that Robin was telling us about, was the trolls out there, because that is always a game breaker sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Robin, since you're the one to find this out, would you like to explain?
Well, they're griefers, they're calling them. They don't want them to ruin your gaming experience. If you log on to Fallout 76, and if you don't want to participate in player versus player, PvP, you don't have to. If they want to start shooting at you, they will chip away at your health very slowly until you return fire. If you return fire, then both your weapons start doing regular, whatever amount of damage the weapon's supposed to do. Now, if they continue to follow you, harass you, and chip away at your health until you are dead, because some people are just jerks like that, they will be marked as murderers in the Fallout 76 system. I don't know if people will get alerts that there's a murderer suddenly, like other players in the server, but the murderer will be marked on the map. They'll be put a bounty out on him, and he can't see anybody on his map markers anymore. He can't go and find anybody else to grief. So, rest assured, if somebody follows you and harasses you to the point that you're dead in Fallout 76, they will get their comeuppance pretty quickly. Because karma is a bitch. And I'm not talking about your dog, although she is a female dog, so I guess that technically still stands.
Yeah.
I love that they're thinking about this, because I have been griefed in online games. A lot.
What?
Especially after they hear my voice.
Why would a girl be griefed at all?
They either think I'm a 12-year-old juvenile, which equals grief, or they know I'm a female, which equals grief.
Yeah.
Because, boobies and stuff. So, they're nipping it right in the bud at this point. We can adventure together, have our fun. At this point, you can turn off your bullets to affect other human characters. So if a griefer even wanted to try and start a fight with you by jumping between you and a monster you're currently shooting, they still can't do that.
Or maybe someone's just not that good at aiming, but still wants to join in on the fun of helping the team.
Yeah.
Which
exactly.
I think is fair, because some people just don't have that aiming accuracy, and it's just like...
Plus, if you got a machine gun or any automatic weapon, and you're in the middle of a fray, and your friends are running around
spraying and praying.
Yeah, a minigun would actually do that.
Or if you just have a shotgun, and the spread just decides to go off, down the street.
Exactly. So it seems they're taking a lot of thought into that, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
So much about that.
I'm very happy that we can still spray and pray whenever Deathclaws show up.
Now, from what I understand is that I'm not sure they made a limit on how many people can group together. I don't know if they're saying...
I don't think they've said yet.
I don't know if they're going to or if they said, but I like the idea of one of the main ideas behind Fallout 76 is making a small community.
Yeah.
And trying to rebuild what you lost.
Because this is a prequel, ladies and gentlemen. It is taking place, what is it, approximately 25 years, maybe, or something? I can't remember now. Very close after the nukes.
Yeah, it's close enough that the generation that first got hit by the bombs can still be alive.
Well, yeah. If they're alive and not ghouled, they can still be alive. And
from what I've understood, I like the building mechanics. I like setting up your own little house with turrets and shit like that.
Yep.
I did remember seeing this where they're talking about your stats and how you have like playing cards to increase certain abilities.
Yes.
Kind of a weird thing, I think, on that one.
It's weird. It's different, but it doesn't look bad. It just looks different.
I didn't say it looked bad. I'm just saying it looks intriguing, I guess is the best way I could put it for myself.
Yeah.
What they're saying is that you can swap the cards in and out depending on your play style.
I do like that, being able to adjust it as you want. You're not stuck with it if you pick it.
Yeah, so if you're playing alone, you can swap in a card that gives you bonuses playing alone. But if you're playing with friends, you can swap in a card that gives you bonuses playing with friends. And if you want to change it up and swap in a card for melee, you can do that.
Yeah.
So that's as far
I'm hoping they don't let you do this on the fly, per se.
Yeah, like you have to go back to base and do that. Yeah. I think that's fair. Or if you do let you swap on the fly, there's like a cooldown to it, like 40 minutes real life time before you swap in.
I was going back to base to do this. Like have like a trading card section or something like that.
I personally would say put it both. Like if you go back to base, it immediately removes the cooldown.
Like changing jobs used to in Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah. So if you're out in the field and say, the three of us are adventuring and we need someone with really good lockpicking, well, I can give up my sniping ability to put more in lockpicking, for example. And then for 40 minutes, I'm no longer able to snipe things, but we don't have to go back to base to continue adventuring.
Yeah, I can understand that. But
I'm not sure about the cards. They haven't given a whole lot of details. Now, most of my information comes from Oxhorn's YouTube. He does pretty good summaries of interviews that Todd Howard and the other Bethesdaites have done with media.
I'm just hoping there's going to be one thing in Fallout 76. A Skyrim player.
What do you mean?
Robin for?
You're just adventuring and you see an arcade cabinet in a still semi-working arcade and it plays Skyrim. Then Skyrim is literally in everything.
Yeah.
I'm just glad we still get to have our armors, though.
Yeah,
I gotta find and build it, but
that was one of the things a lot of people hate about Fallout 4, but I end up loving is I like how they changed the power armors.
Power armor, yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, Robin's not too fond of it because it gives her a little bit of motion sickness.
They do a slight camera wiggle when you're in power armor. A little bit of camera head bobbing.
Didn't they have an option to turn that off?
No.
Ew, there's not a lot of options for people who get motion sickness.
No. I thought there was. Maybe I'm thinking of a different game. I'm just saying.
You are, probably.
I know Minecraft has an option to turn off head bobbing.
What?
Well, maybe they'll add that in. I think they may have said... Maybe I'm thinking they're saying they're trying to look at it for 76 then.
I hope so. I hope more game companies become aware that people with motion sickness still want to play their games.
I'm just hoping, one thing about video games I do like lately is they are trying to pay more attention to people with slight disabilities who want to play games. Like
Xbox is a huge one on that one.
There's a lot of problems with people who are colorblind trying to play a lot of games.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 14 finally caught up with that.
Actually, a side tangent, one of the worst modern games to come out for that is Doom, where their colorblind mode does not fix colorblind, it just makes people who are not colorblind be colorblind. I am not kidding. It simulates colorblindness perfectly. It does not correct it, though.
I'll have to try that, because now I'm kind of curious what that looks like.
They have like 3 different versions of colorblindness.
Yeah, there's a colorblind mode for Witcher 3, which is pretty good. I think they swapped the red for a blue or something like that.
I did see you using it every now and then because certain places just were badly colored.
And there's a lot of good options on Witcher 3 for color blindness and for people who get motion sickness. Like they don't do the blur on the screen and stuff when you use your Witcher sense. One of the worst games I've ever played for motion sickness is Dead Island.
Oh,
There's a radial blur on that fucking thing, and it's like... like 75% of the screen is blurred on the edges. I swear it goes in that far. And it makes you want to puke after 5 minutes of playing.
But we're getting off tangent on that.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just glad they're giving you resources of various kinds. Like you don't have to use the power armor if you don't want to. It's not a requirement.
No.
But I would at least think at least one or two people in your group would at least want to. Just to have that security,
tank?
At least.
If not tank, then just to be the pack mules.
And I will volunteer to wear that armor 24/7.
Same. Just as long as nobody feeds me Timios.
Are you getting the Bicentennial edition?
No.
All right.
I'm getting the regular edition because I don't really.
Yeah. The Bicentennial comes with some power armor options that are very patriotic, and since you're the only one here that's actually from that nation.
I really don't care about some aesthetics. I kind of like the power armor the way it is.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
I'm just really hoping I can get a non-rusted one.
I'm just glad they let you paint it the way you want now.
Yeah, I like that, but at the same time in 4, it still has rust in places, and I'm just like, why wouldn't I get rid of the rust?
Sometimes the rust is what's holding it together.
See, now considering it is American made, you're probably right.
Yeah.
So,
the other thing is,
where is Fallout 76 taking place again?
West Virginia.
Oh, okay, West Virginia.
Now, here's a question for you, if either one of you might know. Did they ever talk about how the VAT system is actually going to work, or is that still under wraps?
The VAT system is still going to be there, but it's going to be real time, I think.
That's fair.
Yeah, because I can't.
I can't
slowing because one person activates it would have to slow down everything for everyone on the goddamn server.
Yeah.
Yeah, and someone would definitely walk around and activating every few seconds just to piss people off nearby them.
Yeah.
No, I think that's all they did. They just changed it to real time.
Now, maybe if they have dungeons that are sealed off for just your party, they might have VATs work like that. But I don't see it for out in the wild, just giving you fast aim. I guess you could call it.
That sounds like fun to do. Just go take your party, go to a random dungeon, or a cave or something like that. And just explore the caverns.
The cave?
I like the monsters that they're going to have Fallout 76. This is what I'm excited about. There's a large variety of creatures,
like that dragon thing they had in the promo.
A lot of people are asking, well, where are they in the later Fallouts? Well, the new older Fallouts, but later chronologically. And as far as I biologically know about creatures, things that are mutated are typically sterile. So. In my headcanon, all those magnificent creatures that were a result of direct mutation from nuclear radiation have died off by the time you start playing any of the other ones.
Not only that, they might be territorial and just stay in whatever state they're in. I mean, there's quite a bit distance from West Virginia to Delaware.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. It's probably a combination of both, and there also could be a thing of maybe the people in West Virginia just actually worked together and cleared out most of them.
Which is probably what we'll do. Kill everything in sight.
Now I'm just picturing two guys in power just marching through a place, followed by two people with flamethrowers just clearing shit up behind them.
Yeah. Tell you what, I'll take the minigun, you take the flamethrower.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have a flamethrower for when things go wrong, and you guys will hear me scream every now and then.
I'll switch between pistol, shotgun, and sniper rifle, depending on the situation.
Yeah.
Because I will definitely be our enforcer for a lot of things. I have no problem doing that.
I'm a bitch-ass deadly sniper when I need to be.
Yeah. If you thought I was good with the snipers then when we played Resident Evil 5, so you have not seen her. She's better than I am.
Well, if you ever get another Switch, we can always play Resident Evil Revelations.
We might find something to do. But definitely, we can all agree we're definitely hyped for 76.
Yeah. Here's the question: has they ever divulged how much of character creation they have for that?
I don't think so.
Because I can't imagine it's going to be as crazy insane as 4 was.
What, character creation wise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? What's so crazy and insane about 4?
You've seen the horrible monsters people have made as their characters, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty insane for both games.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I have hopes that they're going to keep a few things in.
I mean, I'm not saying just go to a slider and just have set pieces for it, but I don't need to set whether my cheeks are this far apart or this close together.
Oh yeah, those slider extremes maybe, But I'm hoping the hair colors are a little more vast.
Yep, I can agree with that.
There was always a lack of proper ginger in most games. Now, Fallout 4 actually did have a decent ginger.
Yep.
But we are a minority and we are underrepresented. But
that's right. I'm dating a nerdy redhead. I'm so jealous of myself somehow. I don't understand how that works, but it works.
Nobody
like that.
Nobody understands how that works.
No one understands me.
Oh, look, a kitty.
Shut up, Zoidberg.
Anyway, just, hoping that I can have me in the game. Like, I like to make my character look like me. I want the short hair. I want the redhead.
That. Well, no, so the body slider does not go that fat.
Oh, like you're one.
Well, the body slider doesn't go that short either, so I have to,
It does go that tall.
There's just an average height for everybody. So, yeah, I'm going to be several inches taller in the game than I am in real life.
You're just wearing heels the entire time, even when you're running through a marsh.
Well, and look at it this way. In Fallout, you'll have two redheads in the game to look at.
Yeah. Anyway, anything else we want to mention about Fallout?
I think the other thing I'm going to bring up is... Oh, go ahead, Robin.
I wanna just put this out here. The Bicentennial Edition,
yes.
in the States is $20 more than the regular edition?
Yeah, so it's like $80 $80, I think, US.
Yeah, something like that. It's like $59.99 and then $79.99 respectively.
Yeah.
So the Bicentennial Edition adds just a few cosmetic things to your game. Like I said, the power armor paint job that's patriotic, an Uncle Sam costume, and a Vault Boy mascot head or something like that. And I don't know what else. A couple of things like I think a flag for your base building.
Yeah.
Kind of cool. I mean, some people will pay $20 for that.
Yeah.
That's not bad. Bicentennial Edition in Canada, however, is what was it? $40, $50 more?
45, I think it was.
No, hang on.
Somewhere around that.
$79.99 is regular Canadian.
Yeah.
The regular edition, and I think they quoted me at $129.
Yes.
For Bicentennial.
You were right. It was 100. Yeah, you were right.
So that is $50 more for the same content, people. And it's all digital content, so it's not like there's extra shipping prices.
That's some heavy paper to ship, love.
You're not, you're shitting me that you're actually more than doubling the price of this. Who approved this, this conversion? It's not even a Canadian money versus American money conversion.
Yeah. That was already the $59.99 to $79.99.
That was already the conversion. If the extra $20 was converted to Canadian, then the Bicentennial Edition would only be about $25 more.
Yeah, so it'd be a little more than 100.
So I want to point out that atrocity.
Yeah, that's not fair.
I'm already used to getting the shaft because my dollar's worth less than your dollar, soul. But I don't understand this.
There's conversion, and then there's ripping people off.
Yeah.
Not that I really wanted the Bicentennial Edition because I'm not from the USA.
Maybe
not
it was some cooler aesthetics that we were getting. I might get it for our base, but I don't think it's anything any of us really want that much.
No.
No.
Maybe it was just something really cool that all four of us really looked into. I would consider paying the extra $20 for it.
Like the flag is a bear riding a tiger,
or something awesome like that. I would consider it. But there's nothing that I've seen in the collector's edition that me or anybody else really wants for this group. So I'm just not paying the extra money for it.
No, and I'm definitely not because I know it's such a ripoff.
I mean, certain collector's editions, I'm just bringing this up an example, my Halo collector's editions, they came with a statue, bonus material,
art books,
bonus content I couldn't get any other way. I was fine with that when I was paying the $100 for the statue and everything like that.
Yeah,
I've shown the two statues I have, and they're well crafted and well made.
They are. And the Batman Arkham Asylum stuff, they had really great statues and whatnot too. I still display that Batman statue and that Batarang I got.
Yeah,
those art books are amazing. That's what you should get when you pre-order a game. Nice physical items that you can enjoy for until they fall in the dust.
Mm-hmm.
But
But
this
all-
one is regular, and then Bicentennial with a few digital doodads, and then Power Armor Edition, which is like sold out and hello expensive.
Yeah, I wasn't that huge in the fall that I wanted the helmet either.
Well, I
it's
mean,
nice-
if I had the helm, I'd want the rest of the armor. So just
No,
Yeah,
it's a nice helmet and all that. It's just not to my taste.
Yeah, I can understand that. So, what else is there to say?
The only other thing I would actually, because here's the thing, as much fun as it'd probably be to explore on your own, you're definitely going to want more people with you, which makes it a community, because you're going to need supplies to build this base. You're not building defenses and everything like that like you were in Final Fantasy, or not Final Fantasy, Fallout 4, where you're building defenses and minor things for people to survive in. No, you're actually
you're not
building
gonna
a
have
base
settlers.
for yourself to survive at, like the walls, the ceiling, the fences, all that. You were pretty much building your own town from scratch.
You said fences twice in a row.
he said defense and the fence.
Oh, I just heard fences.
I blame Skype.
I don't blame. Yeah, but Skype is probably the fault of that one.
Yeah.
All I can think of now is like, you really want fences, man.
Hey, there's safety measures. If I hear the
But-
first fence go down, I
Yeah,
get behind the
you
second
don't have
one.
any complaining settlers in your camps here. No mercy longs. I'll stop complaining when there's nothing left to complain about.
There also would be no Preston saying, "Hey, there's no someone need your help." But I just got back from there.
There be a guy that's playing on our server dressed up as Preston, just running around and saying that to everyone. Like, he is low-key trolling, not like an actual jerk troll, but just like
That's
a
how you
joke
troll.
troll?
That's how you properly troll, if you ask me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
you
there's
can tell-
one last thing we should talk about, because it does make things interesting, I find, in a certain sense.
Oh,
Being able to nuke other things.
oh yeah.
That's just, I don't know how often you're going to be able to do that or what materials it's going to take. They're keeping that pretty under the radar.
Basically, from what I understand, from what I've seen, is that you collect pieces of a code to a nuclear device,
Okay.
and once you have enough of the code, I think maybe like 4 pieces make the code. I'm pretty sure they're going to be hard as hell to find.
No. So the code's gonna be 5 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
God damn it, it's the same combination as my luggage. I got to go change that.
Sorry, I love that Spaceballs reference.
Yeah, so do I, so I can't resist.
Um,
But once you have the
except,
code...
one half the code's on the moon.
Oh yeah. All
And
right.
the other half's on
the
freaking
combination is the word bingo.
Okay, the first part of the code, it can be found inside this Deathclaw breeding pit. Nope.
Yeah, I hope it's
Get
like
my
that
armor.
so you don't get nuked. I don't want to log in and get nuked every day.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they're going that route, but I think it's definitely interesting, because once you have all the pieces, which I'm sure the pieces are going to be hard as hell to find regardless.
Yeah.
And the way I would do it is, it's got to be some fair system, because even if you're a single player, you should at least have the option of being able to do it,
Yeah.
but it'd be easier with a group.
Yeah. That.
I don't want them to take away things just because you want to try and scout out on your own, and be
Yeah.
that one guy that wants
Yeah.
to try and adventure on your own. Which what
Because
they do
I'm
with the cards,
probably
they'll
going to
give
be
you cards
playing
that
a
give
lot
you
without you
bonuses
guys.
Yeah.
for being
Obviously.
on your own. I don't want them to just completely ruin a one-person experience just for maybe someone just wants to try venturing out on their own for a trial run.
Yeah. I mean,
But-
I've got mine pre-ordered. M doesn't.
I'm going to
No,
pre-order mine
I've-
next Friday when I get paid again, because I'm getting like my vacation pay that I can cover my last paycheck.
Nice.
Which I'm also going to get Spider-Man 4 also, or Spider-Man PS4.
Actually, if we could do this, we try and pull off one day.
What's that?
Wander through the wasteland, Soul dressed as like a Jason. Robbie, you can dress as like a Freddy. I'll try and dress like
If I can get a ghoul mask, maybe that'll work.
or just make a ghoul.
Or we should try to find you like a ghost mask.
Yeah, we gotta find me a ghost mask so I can be Ghostface.
Or a William Shatner mask spray painted white.
So, and then we don't attack anybody. We just stand outside people's settlements, just stand there.
And
then
so
we-
he's checking his
quick
Pip-Boy for the
quick shot,
date.
so we vanish.
Yeah, or we just stand there and wave, like happy wave. Hello,
Oh yeah, 'cause you can do
viewers!
emo.
Oh no! We stand just at the edge of the settlement. We have a dance party.
Yes.
Yeah, we dress in creepy outfits, but we do the really happy, nice emotes.
Now I'm just picturing Jason mowing the lawn with one of those push mowers and just waving to the neighbors.
Oh no! If we do that, I was going to talk to you about Robin, but if you're okay with me recording it, put it on Steam. The daily lives of horror villains.
Just call it Saturday the 13th.
And just see Jason mowing the lawn, everybody arguing about what chores to get done.
All right, Freddy, you've got to unclog the toilet again.
Yesterday was Friday the 31st, so was dyslexic Jason out?
No, he was not.
Yes, he was. He was the one healing Freddy's or Jason's victims. He's
Well,
when you play the movies backwards. He is literally healing people by stabbing them with a knife.
Healing shift.
There you go.
Oh, a kitty!
We've reached the hour mark, so I'm just going to finish talking about the nuclear launch and maybe final thoughts, and then we can call it a wrap up.
Sure.
Basically, once you have all the codes, you also have to find the missile silo in order to enter the codes. Now, the question is, once you find said Halo silo, or missile silo, I mean, you have to probably get to the console and launch the missile.
Yeah.
Now, none of this sounds that easy if they implement it right, which is fine.
And if you know where a missile silo is, you could probably camp it out and protect it.
Yeah. Now, I'm not saying there's not going to be some dicks out there that are going to be looking for these.
Obviously not.
Because there's clearly going to be, and to a certain extent, I'm fine with that. I mean, it does bring in that real world sense of people coming, that someone is going to want to have these as a last resort because they're there.
Yeah.
And it also brings in a slight hit of that tension of, are we secure enough? If things go wrong, can we move?
Yeah.
It kind of breaks up some of that status of, oh, our base is secure, we're all set, we're unbeatable.
Yep.
All of a sudden, oh shit!
I told you we should kept digging.
Well, then we'd be back in the vault again.
Why don't we just camp at the vault?
Oh my god!
And that's how we end the gameplay. We just get we're just squatting in the vault.
We had a little campfire in the middle. Everybody's roasting weenies.
Reclamation my ass.
We had this system figured out. What the hell were we thinking?
Yeah.
Like none of us likes the sun anyway.
Like
I don't like.
Walks out the vault, looks at everything. Nope.
No, just open the door. I don't like to look at the new neighbors.
Holy shit! What is that bright thing in the sky? Close the damn door.
Roll the windows up, kids.
Roll them up.
Like, why are we reclaiming this again? We're overpopulated. Hell, I'll fix that. Give me a spear.
Why don't we just eat the hungry people? And we don't have hungry people.
Yeah,
he's not wrong.
That sounds like the Institute now. They went underground and never came out.
Kind of reminds me of that movie.
Do you want the Institute? Because that's how you get the Institute.
If it means we stay alive and don't have to deal with the shit out there, fine, let's go for it.
I wouldn't mind a robot army. I just have one. We just have to fix one thing if we build a robot army.
What?
They have to be able to dance the robot.
No, they can't dance the robot. The humans can dance the robot. The robots can dance like humans.
That's my water, you freaking cat.
Don't worry, I'll get radiation poison.
No!
And then I'll grow a second tail and 3 butts.
He already is pretty much 3 butts.
Yeah, but now I have actual 3 butts, and now you all die from choking, because I can't think of say that long word.
Asphyxiation?
Yes, that one.
Asphyxiation. It's Aquapura, so don't worry about it.
Anyway, I think that's a good place for us to call this episode.
Indeed, I'd like to thank you for joining us, Robin.
Yep, anytime.
Thanks, love.
Maybe we'll have you on for another episode. I don't know which one.
She might be good for an Elder Scrolls or a Dragon Age one.
When we get to that, we still got to wrap up the Mass Effect one we're doing.
Yeah, we do.
Which we finished up with 1. We got to finish 2 and 3 at the time of this recording.
Yep. And then do a little bit on Andromeda.
Yeah. Which I still want to do Andromeda with especially with us playing it.
Yeah, but this is fun, Robin. You should join us more often.
Yeah, sure.
Well, if she's got thoughts on Andromeda, she's more than welcome to join us on that one.
She doesn't play Andromeda, but you can borrow my
I have not played Andromeda yet.
Just borrow my copy anytime you want, love.
I know, but I'm
Or
playing
buy it for
Modrim
$10.
right now.
It's on sale right now. All three of us can play it.
Yeah, why not? All right,
The Mass Effect trilogy is available up to the Rossi store for Xbox 360 for like $20.
I have all three on my one, so I don't need it.
No, I'm just saying.
I almost bought 3 when it was on sale for the Wii U.
All right, have a good one, folks. We'll see you in the next episode.
Bye, everybody.